Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I'm going to have a little story time for you today. Before we get started though, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, like this video. So, the video, I'm going to get comfortable while I tell you this story. So, the video, Superman's behind me again. So the video is about when I worked at where I worked, and about 6 months ago. But I left about 2 months after I started. I'm not going to tell you where I worked, tell you what it was and stuff, but I won't tell you where I worked. But I worked at a BP petrol station. Basically, when I left school, I done, like, while I was in school, I done work experience in a nursery, and then after I had, like, finished school and stuff, I went straight to college and done childcare. I got my level 2, level 3. So basically, I got my level 2 in college, and then I started an apprenticeship in a nursery. It was awful. Awful. That's another story time anyway. But I left there. But while I was there, I got my level 3 I done my level 3 as an apprentice. So that was awful experience. And then I worked in another nursery, awful experience. And then I worked in another nursery, and it was an awful experience. So I have been kind of put off working with children, but maybe in the future I will go back. It was literally like the fact of how you get treated in nurseries and stuff. So that was that. So anyway, so I thought I'd try something different. So I thought I'd try and go for like retail or something like that. So I ended up working in a BP petrol station. So my partner actually got me the job because he was friendly with the owner, because it was a privately owned BP petrol station. So basically what happened was he got me the job. I was there, I think I started about a week later after my interview. It was hardly an interview, it was just like literally give details over and stuff like that. And I was training. So basically what the training was that you had to go in like 4 hours a day, I think it started off with, for a week, and I would like stand behind the counter with another person. Well, when I first got there for my training, I didn't notice on like the interview day, but like when I first got there on my training day, I noticed that they didn't have that little window in the little, you know, the bit in the window at the front where you can pay through the window when it's late at night. I noticed I didn't have one of them, so I thought that every petrol station had one, but obviously they don't. So, and they also didn't have like the glass that goes across the counter, or like the strong plastic stuff across the counter. So it was quite unsafe anyway. And it's only open till 10 o'clock, so like it's not late, but in the winter months, like now, it's like 8:30 at the moment, and it's dark, so it wasn't safe. But obviously I needed the money. Me and my partner just got engaged and things like that, so we needed the money. So I was working there. No one liked me working there. Everyone was asking me to look for another job while I was there. I thought, no, I'll be fine, blah blah blah. Well, anyway, after I think it was about 3 weeks I was training for, so I was going in like 4 hours, 6 hours a day and training. And then after 3 weeks, like, they was just like, alright, you know what to do, you're fine, blah blah blah. They put me on all like the what's it called, like the system and things like that, but they done it wrong, and I was under a different name for 3 weeks while I was there. Anyway, that don't matter. And then It was, I want to say Thursday night. Or before that anyway. One day I was behind the counter, and obviously I think it was one of my first days on my own. I think it was in my first week, like serving on my own. And someone crashed into one of the pumps. So obviously my first reaction, get the number plate, so I did. Passed it on to like the boss and things like that. And yeah, so that was, all that is not bad, but it wasn't like pleasant to have to deal with that in your first week sort of thing. But then I really want to say Thursday night, I was at work, and obviously the shifts are really weird. So like you're done 6 in the morning till 12 in the afternoon, and then you're done 12 till 6, and then 6 till 10. So if you got the 6 till 10, like it was a short shift. You only done 4 hours, but it was still at night. Like it wasn't nice, and plus where the area was, it was quite quiet in the evening. So you was basically alone for most of the time, and that was another thing that was unsafe, because there was no window, like no open window bit at the front, or there wasn't the protector going over the counter. You would expect to be 2 of you, like every other petrol station anywhere you go. But no, you was on your own. Like you was always on your own on the night shift, and on a weekend you was on your own from 2 till 10. So it wasn't a nice job. It was unsociable hours, though it wasn't many, so you didn't really get to socialise a lot. And my partner works days, so when I was doing the nights we hardly saw each other anyway, so we didn't really like it. But this one night I went to work, and it was all fine and stuff. And then I noticed a man had come in, and he was really rough looking. Like he had no teeth and raggedy hair, and he was in a like long hair, and he had like a baseball cap on in work clothes. Didn't think nothing of it, because nothing bad had happened really since I'd been there. But he came up to the counter, and he'd got like 4 packs of sweets, a few packs of crisps, some drinks, and he stood at the counter. Yeah, right, love, like proper horrible accent and whatever. Anyway, and then he continued to be all cocky with himself and stupid things. And then he was like, I'll have 200 fags, I'll have 200, that it would B&H Gold. I'll have 200 B&H Gold, I'll have 3 packs of your 50-gram tobacco, blah, blah, blah. In the end, he racked the total up to about £200 to £250. So it wasn't a lot for a petrol station, but it was a lot of stuff sort of thing. So I'm new there. He obviously knew I was new. And I put it all in a bag for him, and then I put it on the counter. He must have noticed that I put it on the counter, and basically said to me, can I have a pack of your Blue Slim Rizla? So I turned around to get the Rizla, not thinking that the bag's on the counter, whatever. And he literally, as I turned around from getting the Rizla, he was fast. Like he grabbed the bag and ran out of the shop, got on his bike and ran off. My natural reaction was to, oh my god, what the hell has just happened? So I rang my boss, and I explained I was upset because I didn't know if he was going to come back and with like a weapon or whatever. And so I phoned my boss, and he told me to phone the police. So I phoned the police, and then another person that worked at the store, at the BP station, came along and took over while I was on the phone to the police and stuff like that. But after that, I think it was literally a couple of weeks after that I did end up leaving. But the reason it got to me so much is because of the fact that, how do I know that he wasn't going to come back and like rob me again, or he wasn't going to come back with a weapon and try and do the whole shop over, like, sort of thing. So it really like bothered me for a while. Like, my partner had to come to work with me every time I was on the night shift. He'd have to come in and just stand with me for 8 hours if I was scared or something like that, or he would go home, but then as soon as like it started getting dark out, he would come all the way back. And from where I worked to where I live, it was a good like half an hour drive every morning, every evening. So I'd start at 6 o'clock. I'd have to leave the house by about 5, 5:15, because you had to get there early so you could sign on to the system, put your till in, and sort of like your money out that was already in the till. So you had, I think it was about £75 we had in the till at all times. But that was your responsibility to make sure that you had the right amount of notes, the right amount of change, and it was going to be enough, and blah blah blah. So you had to get there really early, and if I would have finished at 10, I wasn't getting home until like half 10, quarter to 11, and then you have to wind down and things like that. And then when people went on holiday and stuff, it was awful. So you had to do longer shifts. So then you were starting to do like maybe 2 till 10 in the evening. So you was working from 2 till 10, and then you had to get, and then my partner would come and pick me up. But the next day you might be on a 6 o'clock, so you wouldn't get home until quarter to 11, just say, and then you'd wind down a little bit, and then you had to get up at silly o'clock in the morning to get there for, I was always at work for about 5:30 in the morning, so I had enough time to like just do what I need to do, really. So yeah, that was the time I got robbed. So yeah, that's put me off working in petrol stations. But I hope you like my story. I am going to try and do a few more story times because I enjoy telling stories. So just don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.